Yep. Good morning, everyone. So, yesterday we discussed about how we can set up Bootstrap, how we can work with few CSS classroom classes and all. Have you practiced? Uh, you used those CDN links, those CDN links working for everyone, right? Tomorrow after the session, if any doubts are there, I will take doubts, right? After the session tomorrow. So last session, I given you an overview of how to work with some important classes. So what are the topics we discussed yesterday? So we learned about how to set up links. Let me give you the summary yesterday. So we learned adding CDN links. CDN links for one is Bootstrap icons. Another one is bootstrap.css. Another one bootstrap.bundle.js. These are the CDN links you need to keep. For icons, we need icon related classes. So icon classes will be like BI and BI some name like house, all this. You need to be careful in understanding the class names and all. You have to check the class names correctly. You can visit the website. From there, you can get the class names and apply. Okay. Next, we learned about various Bootstrap classes. In Bootstrap classes, what are the options we learned? So we discussed about margins. We learned about padding. So we learned about border. So we have rounded is radius, right? And we learned width, how to configure width and height. So we discussed about text color. So we discussed about background color. How to apply colors also I showed you, right? So these are the classes we need to use for box model. Box model and colors we discussed. These are the topics we learned. Have you practiced all these? Right? Yeah, good. Now, once you are good with all these, now we can see more Bootstrap related effects, how to handle them, right? How to use the classes, where they are used. We will see some examples now, right? So in the examples now, in the after understanding the box model, so we will discuss about another one, that is how we can use display classes. Display classes. Actually, in CSS, you learned CSS have display. You learned CSS display attribute. Can you tell what options display attribute have? Display attributes means showing elements, hiding elements we can manage. Display related, so many attributes are there. Those are now available as classes. We can simply use D none. It is for display none. D none is for display none. Display classes are defined by using D. Display none. Another one, we have D block. This is for display block. We have like D inline. This is for display inline. Display inline. And we have like D flex. This is for display flex. These are the classes for display. Actually, we have grid also, but we don't have grid in Bootstrap directly like with the display. There is another technique I will tell you. So for display, what are the important classes we have? D none, D block, D inline, and D flex. How to use them, I will show you a simple point. Display none is going to remove the elements, block is going to display the elements, inline and flex. Actually, here, see, I will take one example. Let's create a design here, display. Here I am adding a simple nav. There is a navigation. So in this navigation, I have some divs. In this, we have home, another div, in this, some about, another div, in this, some contact, like this we have. Now let's run this. Actually, this is the nav we are having. Yeah, you can see this is one below another are there. Now we want to keep these side by side. If you want to keep these side by side, there are two techniques. One technique is, for this div, you can apply a class called display inline. You can use inline. Display inline, that means it will keep the content there. Second one also, every element should be display inline. Then what happens is it will keep side by side. That means inline allows to keep side by side. Generally, you might have learnt in CSS, inline is used for element, but flex is used for container. Flex is used for container. That means for individual item, you can use inline. But all these items side by side you want to display adjustable according to width. Then instead of giving inline, let me copy this first. This is one technique you can apply. This is which one? Inline. Inline is applied. Inline is applied for elements in container. Inline is applied for elements in container. We apply like this. Understood? And usually flex is applied. Flex is applied to container. Inline is applied to elements in container. Flex is applied to container. That means which container is having these elements, to that container we apply. That means now how do we apply? Let's see here. Remove this inline class for all of them. Usually div means they keep one below another. You can see all these are one below another. Now you can try a simple, for this container, we can put a class dflex. Here, if you give d inline, it will not have any effect, because this indicates it will keep inline with another element, but there is no another element. You can see this is not correct. It is showing side by side, but spaces need to be adjusted correctly. Then what is the best option here? We have to keep what? Display what? Flex. What is the specialty now? Once you keep display flex here, actually flex have container. That means we apply like this. What is difference between inline and flex? Inline is for element, flex is for container. Now, what is advantage when you give flex? Actually, when you give flex, flex can have alignment. How you can give flex alignment and direction? I will show you both options. How to give flex alignment and flex directions. Alignment and direction is nothing but generally when you give flex, what options you can give? We can add classes like justify content between, justify content center. We have justify content baseline. Like this, you can add some options. Justify content between, justify content center, justify content baseline. We have align items center, align items center. So this is aligning the items center. We also have like align items baseline. We can use baseline also, align items. I will show example with that. Another option, we have flex wrap, that is flex wrap. Another, we have flex direction. Flex direction is nothing but we have flex row and we have like flex column. Flex row, flex column, flex wrap, these are all the classes. Just I will give simple example, you will understand, right? That means no need, because if you are learning detailedly, these all classes one by one you can learn. In this workshop, I will give you some scenarios that will easy to understand. Every point we can't discuss here. I will just give one scenario. You will understand. See, here, what we have to do now is justify content between, justify content center and all is nothing but you given display flex here. After that, they are side by side. Now, what we will do is we will just add here justify content between. If I give justify content between, you can see these three items will be adjusted according to the width, one left, one center, one right. They are going to adjust one left, center, and right. So that means you can keep the contents correctly justified from left to right. So to justify the content between, that means space between, you can add like this. This is done by using a simple display flex and justify content between. Justify content between, it is going to adjust like this. You add one more item here. Suppose you are adding some electronics, then it will fit them according. You are adding one more item here. So I will keep another div here. Suppose some footwear, and you can see it is going to display like this. It will justify the content with space between. That is a simple concept of keeping the content justified. For that, what we have to do, we have to use justify content between and display flex. If I give display inline is not good for this. You can see it's not working now. Inline is suitable for home. Inline is suitable for items. And flex is suitable for home. Flex is suitable for container. You have to give flex for container, inline for these items. For individual items, you have to give inline. For all items together, you have to give flex. So this is one simple example of keeping your content in flex. This is example. Now I will give you some scenarios. Means all are not required. Some scenarios I will give, you can easily understand. Scenario is nothing but, suppose now one common requirement is, I will give a point, how to keep any content exactly exactly center on page. How to keep any content exactly center on page? You want to keep any content exactly center on page. That is a general requirement in websites. How to keep the content exactly center on page? Let's see how we can keep content. For that, answer is we have to use deflex. We have to use content justify content center. We have to use align items center. We have to use align item center. This will keep the content center. Justify content center, align items center. What is difference is this will keep the content horizontally center. Align item center will keep the content vertically center. That means you can keep the content exactly center on page by using what? Display flex. Display flex, justify content center, and align item center. These are options you can do. Let's see now. I will keep here a simple, I will keep a container. So we are keeping F div. In this div, let's create a form. I am creating a form. Now in this form, we will just add simply a data list, data term. This is username. And data definition, this is text box. Input type is text. And another data term, so this is some password. Data definition, input type is equal to password. Now what we will do here is this button also we will keep some button as some login. This is some heading user login. Now I want to keep this form. I want to keep this form exactly center on page. I want to keep the form exactly center on page. Form or heading or content, anything. Then what you have to do is, where is that form? The form is in this div now. For this div, we have to just apply a class deflex. Deflex. After that, justify content what? Center. And align items what? Center. Align items center. Now you can see it is going to display center. But why it is not vertically center? Because for this container, height is not there. The form is according to the height center. For this, you put height now. I am giving height. That means you can write style. What is it? Height. Suppose 400 pixel height for that container. And you can see it will keep everything center. Depending on height, how much height I given? Some 500. Now you can see it will be center. To keep vertically center, there must be height. If there is no height, vertical center will not come. So now, yesterday I showed you for this form, I will put a class border as what? Border primary, and you can see padding 2 and border some 3. You can see it will display like this. So that means anything, if you want to keep center screen, then you have to just apply these classes. What are the 3 classes you need? Display flex, justify content center, and align items center. This is keeping the content exactly center on screen. So now let's run this and see here. Means I will copy this example for you. Let me copy that example here. This is center on screen. Right? Now you can try for any content. Let's do. Suppose I will delete this here. Now I kept here. See, I am keeping a heading. In the heading, I am saying some Netflix. And I kept a paragraph. So watch movies, TV shows online. So here I am just defining some sentence. Now I want to keep this. Yeah, I want to keep this exactly center on screen. I want to keep this exactly center on screen. Now, what is the basic rule to keep exactly center on screen? First rule, you remember, to keep any content exactly center on screen, what is the first rule is make sure that all that content is in one container. So make sure that all the content that you want to keep center is in one container. That is compulsory. Currently, both are not in one container. Both are separate. Heading separate, paragraph separate. Make sure that all are in one container. So that means what you do, you keep in one div. Okay. After that, now this container you need to keep center. You need to keep that container center. Where that container is present in body, na, then what you do for body, you can add deflex. After that, justify content center. After that, what? Align items. Align items what? Center. Align items center. And you can see now it will display like this. Vertical center means height must be there. So for body, we will put style height. Height is 400 pixel. Then body height is increased, then it will be center. What about center alignment? Center alignment, to keep center alignment. So you can just give, I hope you know, body also have align center, na? Then it will keep the content center aligned. But here we have to apply the class. Where is the class to apply is this container can use class. What is this? Text center. Text center, it will keep center. So any content, if you want to keep center on page, then you have to use these three options: display flex, justify content center, and align items center. Align items center. Understood? So what is the basic rule? Keep all the content in one container. Otherwise, it will not work. That means suppose you are not keeping this in one container, they will not allow to keep in center. Make sure that all are kept here in one container. That is the basic rule you need to follow, right? So to keep anything center on screen, this is what you need to do. I will copy this also. This is for keeping the contents on center. Okay, now let's create one more design and see. Means you can see how to create a design. I will show you. I will clean up this container fluid only I'm giving here. And now what we will do is, yeah, now that is done. Okay. Now here we have, so remove this one also, right? This content is removed, fine. Now see, what we want to do is, let's go here, see one sample template. Suppose we have getbootstrap.com and you see there is themes category. We will go to themes category. You see lot of website themes will be there. So many website themes are available. Sample themes will be there. These are all website themes. You can select any theme to design. You can select any theme. I will select this theme. You can see in this theme preview. Suppose this is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. Now, actually, suppose with our knowledge of what we learned up to now, we can just design this part. A header we will try. See the header, heading is left side, menus are center, icons are right. That means now In this, how many containers are there? How many containers are here? This is one container. This is second container and this is third. We have three containers now. And all these three containers are present in a parent container, am I right? They are present in a parent container. So let's design this here. Just simple, what we will do is here, we will create one container. This is header. In header, we need three containers. Div, in this we will give shopper. And div, another one. In this we will keep this span. Span, one span is home. Another span is catalog. Another span is shop. Another span is blog. Another span we have like pages. Like this we have. After that, another container, div. In this container, we have span, class bi search. You see, they have a search symbol. Search symbol. Okay, next. So we have another span, class bi. Bi is person. There is person symbol. Another span, they have some heart symbol. Class bi and bi heart. And like this, we have another span, class bi. Bi what? Cart. Cart. These are the symbols. Now, let's run this and see. It actually looks like this. That means these are the three containers we are having. These are three containers we are having. Now, I need to keep them side by side. So what you have to do now? So for header, what we have to use? Class. What is it? Deflex. Deflex will keep side by side. I need to adjust the space between. What we have to do? Justify content. Justify content between. Justify content between. That means we need to add space between. Now you can see it is like this. We have one left, one center, another one right. We want some spaces between these. Then what you can do is, for every span, we can put a class margin end 2 or 3. We learned, right? I am using margin end 3 for all these spans. Then you can see it will get margin space. The same margin I want to keep for this here. That means here also I will give same margin. Oh, already class is there. We will use M3. Margin end 3. I am adding spaces for these icons also. And you can see it is going to display this like this. And for header, what we are doing, yesterday we learned, we use BG, suppose dark, text white, padding 2, then you can see it will display in this way. So we are adding the items and we are arranging side by side. For this, which one we have to use? We have to use deflex. Display flex. Display flex, justify content between, and margins. These kind of designs are very commonly done by using these display classes. I have given so many examples related to that. Understood? So what are the classes we are having? D none, D block, D inline, and D flex. And when you are keeping flex, what are the relative classes? Justify content between, justify content center, and justify content baseline. That is for horizontal alignment. Vertical alignment, align items center, align items baseline. What is this flex wrap? In another example, I will show you. In later example, we will see that. What is flex wrap, row and column, how to use them. So initially you need to know these options. What is D none? D none means it will not display. That means if anything you don't want to display, suppose I don't want to display this area. Temporarily, I don't want to display that area, this home catalog area. Then what we do? For this, we can apply class D what none. Display none, it is not going to show that. Right? If you don't want to display any particular element, just you need to keep it as D none. D none is used for hiding that and displaying. So this is one concept of working with the display. I hope everyone understood, right? Actually, these are lot of examples are required, but I given just 1-2 examples. These are enough to understand. Okay. So just you need to know how to work with display flex, display inline, how to keep the content exactly center, how to keep the contents equally organized from left to right. These are very common requirements while working with the display. Okay. Next important is, after understanding display, another important is positions. Another important classes, you have positions. Position classes also very popular. I hope you learned positions relative, position absolute, position fixed, position sticky. In CSS you learned them, right? Actually in CSS positions, actually we have, these are the classes: position, position relative, we have position fixed, we have position absolute, we have position static, and we have position sticky. It is not possible to show all examples. I will give 1-2. Okay. Because see, if I start giving every point example, it is a lengthy concept, right? It's very lengthy. Generally in front end UI development, you people learn all these things. In a workshop, if I explain 1-2, others you need to try. Okay. Now I will show you where these are used, how these are used. One simple example I will show you. For example, see here. Here I am designing a simple create here like this. Yep. I will show you simple techniques of this. Suppose here we are having a button. I will put a heading positions, and see here I am having a button. And this button, in this button, I am just giving as, so like some span class. This span have a class bi. Suppose I given as bell, and I say notifications I given. Now you can see this is a button which have notifications. Now what I will do is, beside notifications, I will put a span. I will write some 4. You can see it looks like this. This is 4. I want to highlight that 4. How to highlight 4? I will use a class bg danger, and I will give text white. I will give rounded, and I will give rounded circle. Like this, I am adding some classes. That means now you can see it will come like this. It is having just some option there. That means actually it is defined like this. Now this is just a simple value. You have 4. Now that 4 value is displayed there. Generally what should happen is, just highlight I given. Padding also we will give. That means we will give padding as 2 or 3. Then some gap will come like this. Right? This is a simple one. This is a simple option. Just I given one padding. This is fine. Now what happens is, this circle, I want to remove from there. I want to put some corner. then actually what we do is for this circle, wherever this circle is there, for this circle, we give position absolute. When you give position absolute, it is removed from there. It is removed from there and you see it is coming out. It is removed from that location and it is coming out. Absolute means it removes from that location. In CSS, you will learn positions, a very big concept it is. Position fixed, position absolute, position relative and all. Position absolute means it is removed. Actually, the positions are controlled. You see, positions are controlled by using, again, we need classes like top, we need like bottom. So bottom, and you need like start, and you need like end. Top, bottom, and the start, end. These are required for position. Actually, what are the breakpoints you can give is, the breakpoints for them you can give as top 0, top 25, top 50, top 100, 75 and 100. Like this, you can give the breakpoints for them. Top, bottom, start, end. These are the positions you can give. See what happens now. For this circle, I am adding top as 0, top 0. And you can see it is top 0 there. And I am using end 0. End 0 means right side. But what happening here, you see that it is completely not relative to button. It is outside button. Actually, it is present inside button. This span is present inside button, but it is going outside the button, right side corner it is going. I want it to keep with relative to this button. Then generally for this button, we put a class called position relative. What position relative indicates? Position relative indicates that don't allow any content to go outside this area. Then see what happens now, that will come here. That means it will be relative to this, relative to this. If it is relative, then you don't need this top and top this, you don't need to give that. It will keep that relative to the content. Right? You can keep relative to the content. That means if you don't give relative, what will happen? It will go outside. Later, if you can adjust the button height, you can keep it right side corner. I will show that. For that, separate button classes are there. I will explain them now. We will discuss about those classes. We can implement that. So what is the concept of position? Position is nothing but it will keep your content where you want. Actually, what are the positions I will give you? See, means simple example I will tell you. Then I can give this point. Okay, let's see. Suppose you will see several websites. I will show you. We will create one unordered list. In this, or I will create a div. In this div, again, we will create divs. This div is having a class BI Facebook. Like this, I defined book. And similarly, other divs. So Facebook, Twitter, like this we define Twitter. And another one like Instagram. We are adding all these like Instagram. All these we are defining. Now you can see, so these are the options here. I want them to keep right side corner, right side bottom corner. In many websites, you will see that. For example, you see some website like Inox Movies. You see in this Inox Movies website, those are right side corner. Huh? They are right side corner. And very important is they are fixed there. They are not scrolling. They are fixed there. How to keep them? Simple. What you have to do? So for this container, what we have to do is we have to keep a class position fixed. Fixed means it will keep where it is. It will not allow to move it. Fixed. Where it should be fixed. Right side where, top where, bottom where, you have to tell. So right side means we have to say end 0. End 0. Bottom means you have to give what? Bottom 0. Right side 0, bottom 0. Then you can see automatically it is fixed right side there. And why it is bottom 0 there? Bottom 0 is nothing but actually body is not having height. Na? If body is having height, it will be displayed there. So that means what we have to do for body, we will define what? Style, how much height. Height I will give as some 500 pixel. Then based on the body height, it will keep there. Understood? And you can see the page is scrolling. Am I right? The page is scrolling, but those icons are fixed in the right corner. They are fixed in the right corner. That means your page is scrolling. You can have a lot of paragraphs of information there. The page is scrolling and you can see actually these are in the right side corner. And in the right side corner, they are fixed there. That means it is not moving. It is not there. Yeah. Here you can see. You see it is fixed there. In the right corner, it is fixed. How you applied this? By using what? We can give positions. Position is what? Fixed. Fixed. Where to fix? You have to keep right where, top where, bottom where you need to define. Remember, positions is a very big concept. In CSS, you have to learn these concepts. Then you can easily apply in Bootstrap. That is the reason for Bootstrap, basic requirement is HTML and CSS. Because if you don't know what are positions, then it is difficult to explain in Bootstrap for you. Because in Bootstrap, we don't explain positions. We just tell how they are applied. Positions you have to learn generally in CSS. What is relative, what is fixed, what is absolute, what is sticky like things. These are all general basics of CSS, right? Here we are learning how to apply them. Understood? Let's put one more option and see. Means I will show you another style. What positions you have seen? One is fixed, another one absolute, another one relative. You see here, one more option is here. We have a data list. I will keep here some categories. Okay, here we have data list. In this data term, I said electronics. Under that, we have data definition. In the data definition, I am using mobiles. And I am using here as televisions. Okay, and I am adding another one. This is like watch. You see, under this electronics, I copied lot of content. Lot of content are copied there. After that, I have another category called footwear. And here data definition, like we have boots. So we have like casuals like this. And we have like sneakers like this. And I will copy this. Like this, we are having lot of items. Now see generally what happens. This is the page. In the page, lot of categories are there. Electronics. When I'm scrolling down, you can see these categories are scrolling up and down. That means for footwear also what I will do, I will copy some and save. I will change the height for this. Okay. Now you can see now lot of content is there. I can scroll. This is footwear. This is electronics. Generally, if lot of such categories are present, then see what happens. I will give here, wherever term is there, data term, I will give a BG class. I will give a class as BG dark and text white. What does it will do? Background color will be like this. I will give some padding also too. Okay. I will copy these now I will copy that. Similarly, I will give another term. Where is another term? Another term is footwear. For this term also, I will give same. You see two terms are present like this. This is electronics and this is footwear. Generally, if so many categories are there, people do one simple concept. What they do is, generally, if there are so many categories, we will put as position as sticky. We keep position sticky for those terms. Where to stick? Top 0. At top 0 sticky. All terms must be position sticky at the top 0. See what will happen now. When I am scrolling here, you can see it is scrolling, and after reaching top 0, it will stick there. Rest of content will scroll. And this topic will stick there and rest of content will scroll. This is a very common thing. This kind of options are done by using position sticky. This is called sticky position. Sticky position means it will move up to certain point. After that, it sticks to top. It is going to stick to top, and you can see it is moving rest of contents. This is general sticky, how we can handle sticky and define. So actually, where to stick? Stick to what? Top. Top at which location? 0. These kind of contents are very commonly used. This is one popular thing used for positions. So for positions, right? So these all generally CSS concepts. What Bootstrap is doing, Bootstrap is making them simple just by applying a class. Without Bootstrap, you have to write a lot of code. In Bootstrap, just apply the class. Then it will automatically start working for that, right? So now you have seen two things. One is today you have seen two things. One is display. Another one is what? Positions. Positions, display and positions. Next important, one more popular thing you will see is columns, rows and columns. Rows and columns is also very popular. Rows and columns, actually, it is just like a grid. Generally in CSS, people use display grid. Here we have to use rows and columns. Rows and columns. See, for using these rows and columns, simple. You have a class, like one is row class, another col class. And columns have breakpoints from 1 to 12. You can give maximum number of columns. How many? 12. So that means you can distribute every row into how many columns? 4 columns you can distribute. Rows and columns are very common. I will show you one simple example. See, means very simple presentation I will show you. So how do we define rows and columns? Okay, let me cut this. Now you see here, I am adding a simple heading, like suppose product details. I'm using some product details. And here I created a data list, data term. Here we have name and data definition, some name. And we have data term, suppose price, and data definition, some price. And here we have some like, yeah. And we have term, stock, and data definition, some available. Like this, we are adding some data. Usually, I want these side by side. Name in one column, its details in another column. Side by side, we want to keep. Then it's very simple now. What you can do is, here, this data list have a class called row. That means you have to define row. In row, these terms must be in one column. Definitions must be in another column. Then you have to just give class as col. Terms, this column you have to define out of 12 how many. Left side I will give how many columns? I will give 3. Out of 12, we have to share the columns. So how many columns we need? 2 columns. One column is 3. Then how much this column should be? This is right side. Na? That means it should be column how many? 9. Because out of 12, we have to share the columns. That means now, why 12? Because the page width is 1200 pixels. So based on that 12, we have to divide. Now all the terms will be 3. All the definitions will be 9. All the definitions will be 9. You see now all the definitions 9. It will display like this. Arranging information in rows and columns. We need to divide row, all terms in 3 and all definitions in 9. We can change the width actually, depending on, you can adjust. Suppose you can give all these, how many? 2. If I give 2, all others must be how much? 10, because you need to distribute among 12. So that means it is going to display like this. So you can adjust the width, you can configure the width. So this is arranging information in rows and columns. That means terms will be in 2 columns. I will give a simple point so that you can understand first. Then you can apply this, right? Let's see. I will copy this one. So you can easily understand with that concept. I will show you. See, let's create a div. I will put a heading columns. For your understanding, I am giving a plain design. So a div. In this, another div. This is column 1. This is another div. This is column 2. Another div. So this is column 3. Now you see here, like this we have. How many columns we need to divide? 3. So what is the container? This is the container. For this, we have to put a class called row. Now, if you want all 3 columns evenly distributed, so then all 3 columns, you just use call. For all the divs, you just use the class called call. Then what happens is, all these are evenly distributed like this. This is call. All I am defining as call. And you can see that will be evenly distributed like this. For example, now I will also use, for your understanding, border, and I will give border 1 and border primary, so that you can see border also there. Right? So I will give border also so that you can easily understand. I will give columns are having border. And you can see these are the borders we have. Equally shared. Equally shared. Let's change the width. Suppose this should be occupying 2 columns. Then what should be others? And this also should be 2 columns. That means left and right 2 columns. That means how much gone? 4 gone. Then the center column must be how much? 6. How much it should be? 8. Why? Because you have to share between 12. Na? Then you can see it looks like this. That is the left column, right column, and center. You have to divide among 12. Among 12. Then you can arrange the information in rows and columns. So if you want another row, then what you have to do? Another div. In this div, what is the class you need to apply? Row. In this, suppose I want 2 columns. We have to use call 6. This is the class. Am I right? Call 6. 2 columns I want. This is I said, so call 1. Okay. Another div. The class is what? This is also call 6. And this I will give as call 2. This is another row. In another row, there will be like this. Here also you apply the border. Here also you apply the border and you can see they will display like this. I will apply the margin here, margin top 2, then you can see it will be like this. This is how we arrange rows and columns. Earlier, actually in CSS, you do that by using grid. Here, instead of using grid, you have to use columns. By using columns, you can arrange like this. That is how we can configure the columns. Understood? So we have to use a row. In the row, you have to use columns. And how you have to distribute rows and columns? Rows and columns are distributed among 12. In one row, how many columns can be? 12 columns. If you don't define the size, it will evenly distribute. If you define the size, according to the size, it will be there, right? This is another example of grid. I will just copy this one. This is another example of working with the grids. Actually, these are all different types of utilities in Bootstrap. These are enough as of now as utilities. As utilities, these are enough. These are very popular ones. So while working with Bootstrap, what are the popular utilities you have seen? So today you have seen the utilities. What are those? One is display, another one position, another one rows and columns. Rows and columns. Now you have another options in the utilities. Small utilities which are very common. You need to know font styles. Font styles. Font styles. So actually, to apply the font styles, you have classes called FW. FW you can use. FW means font weight. Font weight you can give bold. We have FST. FST means font style. Font style we can give as italic. You want to apply bold, you want to apply italic, then you can apply by using FW. FW font weight bold. So FST, that means font style. Font style. We can give actually effects also. That means suppose you want to display any content. Suppose I am giving here. So simple, some paragraph. So welcome to Bootstrap like this. And here you see I am giving a class margin top 3. Yeah. Now I want to highlight this Bootstrap word. So or anything. I will put a span and you can put a class. This is FW. FW is what? Bold. That means it will make it as bold. You want it as italic. So what we have to give? FST. FST what? Italic. That means you can give bold and italic. The font styles are very simple. You can give font styles like this. So we have font bold and we have font italic. Font italic. Another important, actually, when you are applying, we have font size. You can give FS. FS you can give 1 to 6. FS is nothing but size. This is bold and this is italic and this is what? Size. You can give font sizes by using FS. That means just you can apply FS. FS up to 6 levels you can give. I given 5, then font size will be little increase. Maximum you can give only how many levels? 6. 6 levels of font size you can give, right? It will adjust accordingly. How much font size you want, you can define according, right? That is applying the font sizes, FS. Font style, font weight, and font size, right? Just a syntax I will give here. That is the syntax to apply them. Huh? Because if you want to apply bold, italic, then you can simply apply through classes, right? Next important in the utilities, you have to know another utility is text effects. What are the text effects? Already we know we can give text effects like text align, text center. We have like what? Text center. We have text start. We have like text end means right. We have like text justify, justify, text justify. And you already learnt text contextual. Na? Contextual is nothing but colors, right? If you want alignment, center, left, right, justified, and colors, then you can apply by using text, right? You can use these text effects. You can simply apply them. For example, I want to keep this center. What to do? Just simply apply the class. What is the class to apply for that? So we have to just use what text center, center. Then it will keep the text center, right? So that is what you can just apply. Text start, text center, all these. These are simple text related effects. So in the utilities, lot of utilities are there, but these are very commonly used utilities. These are enough. These are enough. I am not going more in depth because it becomes very complex. So, and we don't have so much time also. So this is enough utilities. What are the popular display positions, font styles, and rows and columns? Another one, text effects. Now we will go into very major concept. This is the major one in Bootstrap. And the major concept in Bootstrap, we are going to learn about Bootstrap components now. This is where Bootstrap makes very popular and effective for building large interactive interfaces. All these yesterday and today up to now, what you learned are the simple utilities. But components are very rich in functionality also. How to use these components, I will show you. First, important, in the Bootstrap components, we have alerts. Alerts are nothing but, actually, alerts are embedded. These are embedded message boxes. Embedded message boxes in page. These are embedded message boxes in page. Actually, you can control with jQuery attributes. You can control with jQuery attributes. Let's see how they work. For this, you need classes. What are the classes you need is alert, and you need alert dismissible. You need alert contextual. Contextual means what? Colors, primary, danger, all these are colors. And we have alert title. We have like alert subtitle. And you have like alert text. You have like alert link. So alert link. These are the classes. So these are the classes for alerts. That means for alerts, these are the classes available. How an alert looks like, I will show you what are these and how they control actually. Now we will see a simple option. What is this component and how it works? Let's go to the page here. And these are very rich in what? Functionality. Huh? See, I'm keeping here alerts. I will keep a div container. In this div, I will put a heading, delete record. So here I will put a paragraph, the record. So some record will be deleted permanently, something like this. We given message, and we given an anchor. So help, like this we design. Actually, this is a ordinary div. Now see how special it happens. Generally, we show these type of messages while working with JavaScript, jQuery. User clicks a delete button and we display some message box. You see how they come. For this div, you have to just apply the class alert. After that, you put some color. I will say alert danger. And you see, interestingly, automatically it changes like this now. And you can see that. So alert danger. So this is alert danger. And see that alert danger, this looks like this. Automatically it is having some effect. Just only two classes we have defined, that is alert and alert danger. For example, I am creating another div, and I will put a heading, say record inserted. So here I said record inserted successfully. This message I am giving. And for this, I am giving a class alert, and alert I given as success. And you can see automatically it looks like this. And don't think it is done. It is having a special ability. That is nothing but, you see now, for this alert, actually for titles, we put a class called alert title. For subtitles, we will put a class called alert subtitle. For links, we will put a class called alert link. We will put alert link. That is to keep a uniform appearance actually. For titles, what is the class we give? The class we give for title, that is what? Alert title. For this, what is the class we give? Alert subtitle. And any link is present, alert link. Here we don't have a link. These are the options. They look uniform appearance. And very special about this is actually, see, in the header I am giving, button. This button I will put a class btn close. I am keeping a button close. You can see there is a close button here. You can see this is btn close. btn close. A close button looks like this. But actually, this close button should come right side. Na? That close button should come right side. That means if alert is designed for closable with closable technique, then what you have to do is, for that alert, you need to add one more class, alert dismissible. If you use alert dismissible, now you can see the close button automatically goes right side. The close button will automatically go right side. That means you can see this is right side. If you give dismissible, it will go right side. And see, this button is not working now. We can make it work. How we can make it work? Just we have to use, these are classes. We have attributes. These attributes are used for controlling the effects. That means visual you can give by using classes, and effects controlling you can do by using attributes. And attributes are given like this: data-bs. Data-bs we give dismiss. Data-bs dismiss. This is used to close any component. If you want to close any component, then you have to give data-bs dismiss. Data-bs dismiss. That means now go here. When to close? When user clicks which button? Close. Then you see in the close button, you have to write an attribute, data-bs dismiss. Data-bs dismiss is equal to which component to dismiss? Component name. Component name is alert. Component name is alert. Alert to dismiss. Now you can see here, when I click this close button, it should close. It will close. Again, you refresh the page, it will display. You click the close button, it is going to close. It is going to work practical. It's not necessary that you have to put a close button only. You can try like this. Suppose second alert is there na? Here you put a button. Button say OK. If you say OK, you can see there is an OK button here. Its appearance later we will change. On this OK click, it should close. Then what you have to do here, we have to write data BS what? Dismiss. Dismiss what? Alert. Then you can see on this button click, it will close. You can put both buttons. You can put close button, you can put OK button, you can put cancel button, anything. This is what the Bootstrap is very popular for. Designing like this requires lot of JavaScript also. Means how to open it again, you need JavaScript, jQuery logic. To create such things, we need lot of JavaScript, jQuery. Now we can simply manage that. These are very popular components. These are called as what? Alerts. Alerts. Alerts are one important components that you will see. While working with JavaScript, jQuery, if anybody selected delete or insert, you can pop up a message. And this is not a pop-up message. This is an embedded message. Embedded message means it is integrated into page. We can create a pop-up also. I will show you. Right? These are embedded messages. These are not only rich in design, they are rich in functionality. They are rich in functionality. So this is one example of what? Alerts. Understood? Is it clear to everyone? Anything confusion here? No, you have to practice, then you will understand. Right? That means these are ready-made components we are having. I hope you can handle these components. Right? Right. Now, which component you have learned? Alert. Alert. Let's see another component. Understood the alert? What are the classes and how to deal? Right? Okay. Next step is another component like alerts. You have a lot of components now. I will show you. Next, another component, buttons. These are very common. The second component is buttons. Buttons. And for buttons, lot of classes are there. What are the classes for buttons? BTN. BTN contextual. Contextual. We have BTN outline. Outline contextual. Contextual. So we have BTN group. So we have BTN group vertical. Vertical. And we have BTN link. So we have like BTN close. These are special buttons, right? These are some important classes. All I am not giving, these are enough for understanding button. These are button related classes. Now, wherever you are designing buttons, to keep the buttons in a better way, these are the classes required. These are the classes required. Let's see how to use them. Means how we can keep these button classes. Let's check. What are these buttons you see here? Buttons have different here. Let's see. I am using buttons. Okay. And here I am adding first category. I will just give here. This is button. I will give contextual. How to give the buttons? You see, there is a button and we have button called suppose insert. And actually button looks like this. This is how a button looks like. To give a good appearance for button, simply you apply the class BTN and BTN danger. Danger. That means you can see it is like this. For example, outline buttons. That means you can see I am adding another BTN outline danger. Outline danger. It looks like this. That means on mouse over, it will display like this. This is button. This is outline button. Danger, success, colors, you can apply them. We have some special buttons. BTN close. Already I showed you now. It will look like a close button. There is another special button. So suppose I said some logout. And for this, you see class as BTN and BTN link. Then it looks like a link button. But it is not a link actually. It is just a button only. It's a button. It looks like a link. So this is ordinary button. This is outline contextual. This is close button, and this is link button. Actually, button have groups also. That means button groups also there. For example, we want to design button here like this is like previous. So this is like previous, and another button like next, right? So we are giving the buttons like previous and next. We need to make them look like combined. If you want to make them look like combined, generally what you can do is div. You have to keep them both in a div. Then you give the classes here btn and btn. This is primary. And here we have class. What is that? btn and btn danger something like this. Two are there. Those two classes are like this. We need to make them look like combined. Then just what we do is we will apply a class called btn group. btn group, it looks like this, combined. They look like these two are attached to each other. For that, first what you have to do, you need to keep those two in one container. You have a vertical group also. That means you can give button group. You have button group vertical. For example, you keep a div. Inside this, you have a button. This button is home. Another button, some about. So another button like contact, like this. And these buttons will have a class btn danger. And you see margin bottom, I am giving 2. Same class I will apply for all of them. This is button danger, and you can see all these buttons look like this. Now see what I am doing for these buttons. Just we have to apply a class called btn group vertical. If I apply btn group vertical for them, then automatically they will look like this. That is vertical. When you are designing a navigation bar like that, then you can use these kind of buttons. This is vertical buttons. This is horizontal group. This is vertical group. And these are ordinary buttons. You have a insert button, ordinary, outline, close, and link. These are related to buttons. Understood? These are simple classes for buttons. This is a simple example for buttons. So what are the classes here now? One is alerts, another one is buttons. Now, very popular, another important here, we have cards. These are all components actually, Bootstrap components. Cards, we can keep it more special. For cards, we have classes like card, we have card header, we have card body. So card footer, we have like card title, we have like card subtitle, we have card subtitle, and we have like card image top, and we have like card image overlay. These are like cards. Cards are very popular in websites. In almost every websites, you will see cards. And how do we design the cards? Let's see one example. These are card related classes. See the cards, how they look like. Actually, suppose I will show you some Naresh IT website. In this Naresh IT website, you can see in this website, you can observe here the courses. These are cards actually. These are cards. These are all cards. So let's see how to design them. Means how you create such cards, how to keep these cards. It's very simple. First, you need these pictures. Na? We need those pictures. Like I will copy those pictures. You can simply right click and save image as. Right? And save those pictures in your project folder. I will save this. I will save in our project folder. Our project folder is D, Bootstrap Workshop. in that public, in public folder, I will save them. Means in the same folder where we have that HTML index, same we are saving. This is UI. Okay. And this is another image, save image. I am giving this image as RPA. This is RPA. And we have another image as Angular, NG, RPA, UI, NG, like this. We are having this option. Okay, let's like that you save any number, right? Now let's see how to design these cards. How to create the cards, we will see. Very simple actually to create such cards. First, you keep a div, and in this div, for this div is nothing but, suppose let's make it as a main area. Okay, main. Now in this, what we are doing, we need card. For every course we need a card. Every card is a div. For this div, we have to put a class called card. We have to put the class card for the div. Okay. Now, actually, first design them so that you can understand. Okay. So first we will keep here an image. Image source is equal to image source. It is which one? UI.jpg. That is one image. Now this div is a class. What is it? Card. If you don't apply, you will see random sizes. If you don't apply, let's see without applying. Div image, under that image you keep another div. Here I will put a simple heading. Suppose I will give as UI technologies. UI technologies, like this I am giving. And another div I am giving. Actually, in this div, what we are doing is we are defining. This div contains they have given like stars and all, ratings and all they have given. We can give some course contents and all. That means what are the course contents in that we can just display. If you want same exactly like them, you can give a span class bi star fill. Star fill. It will give a star actually. Yeah? I copy this star 2, 3, 4, 5 like this we define. Now actually how this looks like in the output, it looks like this. That means we are defining this UI technologies and stars, right? That is a simple option there. Now to make a good appearance for that, what we will do is, for this we will put a class. Class is what? Card. In that card, this image will have a class called card image top. Card image top. And this is considered as card header. We call it as card header. This is considered as what? Card body. Card body. That means card have a header, card have a body. If you want, you can add a card footer. Div, I will put a class card footer. In the card footer, I will put a button as join course. And for this button, I will apply class btn and btn, suppose primary. And W100. W100 is width 100. Now you can see the card looks like this. It's a very lengthy one, right? Originally, the card looks like this. Huh? Now what I am doing here is, for this card, every card, we will put a style width. Width is how much? 200 pixels. Then you can see all these will be like this. That is the card width. Suppose I will give this as 250 pixel, then it will be in this way. Depending on how much width and height you want, I will remove this heading. I will keep this as a paragraph. I will keep this as a paragraph. Then it will display in this way. We want text alignment. Already we learned class font weight as bold. Am I right? We will keep text what? Center. It will keep like this. Here also body. Here we will give text what? Center. And text what? Warning. warning, and you can see warning, and you can see now it will display like this. And in this actually card header, I can keep text center, and I can say UI technologies, another online training like this. I defined it will display like this. Now this is only one card like this. Now you can design all cards. I will copy this div. I will copy this div and I will paste here another div. This is another card. What is the image we copied? So ng.jpg, this I given as Angular JS. And you can see the two cards are here. Now I want to keep these two cards side by side. Like this, you can add any number of cards, paste another one. What is another one? We have another JPG. What is that? RPA. So RPA training. So I given as RPA. And you can see it will look like this. These are all the three. Now I want to keep all side by side. Very important. See, every card is having padding 2. Every card is having margin 2. For every card, I am giving padding and margin 2. For every card, padding 2. And for every card, margin also 2. We are giving card padding and margin 2. After that, you simply, you see there will be some gap between these cards. You want to arrange side by side. Just now, previously you learned display flex. Na? You just give an option class main d what flex. Justify content. What it is? Between. Justify content between. Then it will keep all of them side by side. That means space between. If you don't give justify content between, they will be just like this. It will display like this, flex, and it will keep side by side like this. These are cards. To design such type of cards, we have a simple process. That means what are the classes we need to use? Card header, card body, card footer. For headings, you can apply card title and all. For images, you can apply card image top. That means it looks like this. These are very popular things you will see in websites. That means every website usually have these kind of things. You see Amazon or you see any other products information, everything is displayed in a card style. Right? And remember, you can keep image anywhere you want, in body, in header, in footer, anywhere you can keep that. So these are another example. This is related to what? Cards. Means how you can design the cards and how you can handle the cards. I hope it is clear. Right? You can try this example. Right? Cards are used for this kind of design. Okay. Now, once you know these cards, now some more components, like you see Amazon. In the Amazon, you have components like carousel. You can design this sliding banner. We can create like this sliding banner. We can create like accordions. We can create like sliding banners. These are little more complex components. Shall we discuss this tomorrow? Right? In tomorrow's session, we will discuss. But because you need all these practice. Remember, I am not going detailedly about every part. I am just giving some important concepts to you. Because in a workshop, every topic cannot be detailed. Because general Bootstrap classes means detailedly every class we can learn. Here I am just giving overview of the classes. These are enough, you can practice. Okay, na? Then in tomorrow's session, we will learn how to design this carousel. These kind of sliding banners, how to create accordions. You saw in Netflix, accordions, carousels, little more complex components, how to handle them. Then you can design good interfaces by using that. That we'll see in tomorrow's session. Okay, today I will upload a document. In the document all these components will be there, you can practice. Okay, tomorrow we'll continue, right?